Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm here today with Adriana, who's from the Northern Cape Town. She's currently 23 years old and in au pairing in the States. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. I mean, we're in lockdown, but we're doing good. How are you?
Great, thank you. I was hoping you could tell us a bit more about your host family. Where are you currently au pairing? How many kids are you taking care of?
So I'm currently in Chicago, Illinois, and I have two host moms with triplets. So I'm taking care of three kids with the age of 5, and they're turning 6 in September.
Wow.
So yeah, that's where I'm currently at.
So exciting, triplets! Oh my goodness, that must be a handful.
Oh, they are. two girls are like identical, and then there's the boy Walker. And they are the sweetest, but can also be not.
No, I'm sure. And now, what does your schedule look like before the COVID outbreak? Like, what did it normally look like?
So before the COVID, it was actually so easy because my kids were in full-time school from 8 till around 3 p.m. So I worked in the mornings from 8 to 9 just to help them get ready, get them out of the house. The moms feed them every morning, so I don't even have to take care of that. And then I pick them up at 3 at school, and then I have them till 6, 7 at night. So I walk them home, entertain them, because they still have no homework. For me, it's mostly play-based au pairing. Playing and then feeding them, giving them a bath maybe, and during the day I did my stuff. I was free to do whatever I want.
Yes. And now, what were some activities you do with your host kids, whether it be taking them to parks or maybe you just draw a chalk on the sidewalk you normally do?
So normally, if it's really great weather, so summer, springtime and with us, I'll take them to the park every day. We live 5 minutes from the park. And for them, it's just so much easier because with 3 kids, they have social interaction. At the park, I usually arrange with friends to go with us, so they have a friend there to play with. Otherwise, in the house activities, we do a lot of chalk outside. And then we have playing catch outside. I would play baseball with them. Everything is mostly backyard activities for us, which is you try to keep it simple, playing with the basketball, maybe throwing a football around. Indoor activities, we play a lot of hide and seek. I do a lot of scavenger hunt with them, where I will take some of their toys that they like and I would hide it around the house and give them clues. Or yeah, you have to be innovative. We bought this whole set that you can build forts with. So it's like sticks and balls, and then you throw like a blanket over. So it's really, yeah.
So anything to keep them entertained and happy throughout this time. It's always fun.
Oh, yes.
First arrived, did you experience any culture shock that you didn't expect?
I wouldn't say I actually experienced a lot of culture shock, to be honest. I think a lot of things were new, but nothing was really shocking to me.
Homesickness?
I think I did have a bit of homesickness, but only later on. Mine only came around after a year, so.
So how?
It's hard. I would say. Sorry, yeah.
How long have you been au pairing now? Sorry.
I've been here a year and 9 months.
A year and 9 months. Same family the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Same family the whole time.
That's cool. I also au paired and I stayed with my host family for the 2 years of my au pair program.
Oh, wow. Where were you based?
Houston, Texas. So down all the way.
Yeah.
All the way by there. When you're there, do you feel well supported with your agency, with the area director, with the medical insurance and all the other extras that are put in place for you? Do you feel well looked after and supported that side?
I do. I have to say, au pair care is doing a really great job. Our LLC is really on it. She checks in on us. She sends emails. We used to have monthly in contact, and now we have online in contact stuff. So they're still like keeping it going.
Okay.
Medical wise, I went to the doctor 2 times while I was here, and I had no payments, so the insurance was really well covered. So I have to say, I feel very supported. I have no problem.
Did it take you to adjust to your style in the States? With
wow, I would
living in the household with 2 host moms, 3 kids, just everything like that.
I think the household was like a month, maybe 2 months, and it was really, you were settled kind of. The area was a bigger adjustment. I say that took about, I think like 5 months in, I was really comfortable to walk around, to be able to take public transport to downtown, not use really like navigation, and just feel comfortable, like you're in charge, or like you know where to go.
Yes.
Because it's a big adjustment from a little small town to like this big city with the train systems, and it was a lot to process. That was like the biggest adjustment for me.
Okay. And now do you find yourself relying a lot on public transport, or do you drive a lot when you?
I do. I rely a lot on public transport. That's for me the base of my going around before the COVID-19.
Okay.
I don't have to drive at all in the States. They didn't need an au pair that needs driving, so
Okay.
I don't even have a license here, so.
You see, every host family is different, so I mean, that's cool.
It was one of my first questions. I was like, how often am I going to drive? How often? And they were like, oh, we don't need one that's driving. And I was quite surprised, because that's like one of the requirements, basically, to have a license.
Yes.
But there is actually a few more au pairs that I've met here that, because we live in a city, there's so much public transport and Ubers and Lyfts that makes life easier for them and for us, that they don't need someone to be driving around.
Okay, then that just makes sense. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What were some important questions that you felt that you needed to ask your host family when interviewing?
For me, it was schedule.
Mm-hmm.
That was really important. They gave me the layout of the schedule, and so the first year I was here, I only had off from 9 to 12. They were in a different school, so my schedule looked a lot different than now.
Okay.
So they gave me the basis of that. I would say other important questions for me was what religion they believed in.
Mm-hmm.
So I did ask that question. We got that out of the way. Wow, what else? It's so long ago. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Oh, I also asked like how the personalities are, like how they behave and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then a very important question for me was, how do they handle situations if they're being bad?
Okay,
because
so like the discipline wise.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that is a very important one, I feel.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for other au pairs other young ladies that are looking to do the au pair program that might be a bit hesitant now with the COVID outbreak, or scared to leave their family for a whole year? What advice would you give them?
I mean, it's a scary process, but my advice to them would be just go with your gut feeling. Sometimes people overthink things and believe in the system. That's honestly, for me, I was so hesitant. And I remember the OVC Santa that was with me, she was like, just go with it, believe in yourself, believe in your gut. And that helped me a lot.
Yes.
And believe in yourself. I feel like if you decide to do this, you're doing it for a reason. And you learn so much about yourself while you're here, not just with the family. I think this is a great experience for you to grow as a person. And just do it. Like, I have no regrets. Like, obviously, it's not the perfect time. You have ups and you have downs.
Yes.
You have the best moments, you have fights. But in the end, I've grown as a person, and yeah, just go with it.
And
I don't know, like, don't be scared.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of, you do grow as a person. A lot of people say when you finish your au pair program, you come back, not like necessarily a new you, but you found yourself, you've grown a lot, and a lot of people can't explain that because you are on your own. You have to take yourself. You can't just go run to mom or dad and be like, this.
No, that's very true. I mean, you can't, like, it's hard to explain. Like, people are like, yeah, but how did you change? You know, like, that's really the question. I was like, I can't explain it. I do feel not different, but I just feel like I've grown up basically. You become so independent here because it's just you. You have no close family.
Exactly.
And I also think that's like the best thing that can happen to you because it just prepares you. Like,
yes. No, I agree. Now, before the whole outbreak, what were some of your monthly meetings that you would do with your area director and other officers in your area?
Mine was mostly, to be honest, like just going to a place and eat.
Food's good.
I know, I love that because Chicago is so diverse in food, which is, I think, one of the best qualities of Chicago. So we've done a few. We usually do like Valentine's ice cream. For the 2 years we did ice cream at this amazing ice cream place, Marchie's. And we done 4th of July barbecuing at our LCC house. We did an au pair Thanksgiving dinner, which was also really nice. Everyone brought a different dish from their country, basically what they made. I did bring a milk dad, which I have to say people thought it was a hit.
Yes, that's awesome.
But they also try and bring in activities. We did a Dunker House German place here where we learned to make German pancakes.
Okay.
And the one event right before COVID, we did curling, which you go on the ice. I don't know if you know about it. So you go on the ice.
You brush the ice and then that.
Yeah, you brush it and like that was like the fun. I would say like I had the most fun at that activity, to be honest.
That's so different.
It's really nice to see everyone. Yeah, and to see all the other au pairs and stuff. So.
Oh, that's really cool. And now because you're going to be there for 2 years essentially. What did you do to get your credits needed for the program? Did you go to college?
I did not go to college here. I did the weekend classes.
Okay.
So that was really fun. My first year, we did Tampa, Florida for a weekend where you go from the Friday till the Monday and you get 6 credits and it's done. And that was really amazing. It's like a city I feel like I wouldn't have traveled to necessarily, but I went there because of that. And they gave you a tour of the history museums and of the city, and it was really beautiful. I had a lot of fun there. And what I do love about the weekend classes is for that weekend, it's just like 100 to 200 au pairs. So everyone is in the same boat. You can start conversation with anyone. You meet people from different countries. And I really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, this year I was supposed to do Chicago and Boston, but because of COVID, we're doing online classes now. So.
Okay, that makes sense though, with social distancing and just keeping everyone safe.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of traveling on your own or with your host family during your time there.
I've done a bit of traveling, yes. I don't really travel with the family because they usually just go down to Florida to family and coming back. They're not really a traveling family. But I've been to Florida and then New Orleans, which was amazing. I did a Texas tour where we did Dallas, Austin, Waco, and San Antonio. And I did a tour of Michigan next to Lake Michigan. You go up to do all the lighthouse, basically. We did like a weekend road trip, me and a friend. And then I've done Los Angeles.
Oh, wow, that's super cool. Now, what was your favorite destination? Do you have one?
I wouldn't say I have one. I mean, everyone is different. I feel like I went to different places.
Yeah.
But I would say LA there's just something special about that because I feel like that's the thing you always see in the movies, you know?
Yeah.
And I told my family, you have this one surreal moment where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm actually in America. And I would say for me, that was, we went hiking the one day and we hiked all the way up until behind the Hollywood sign.
Yeah, I've done that.
And we stood behind the Hollywood sign. You see the sun in front of you, you just see LA like in the distance. And I actually video called my parents from up top and I like showed them. And I was like, that was my moment where I'm like, wow, like you're actually here.
What are your plans for when you return back to South Africa?
I still have a year left of studying at through UNISA, and I'm actually currently taking classes. I arranged it with my host family that I can take online classes through UNISA. So I have about 6 credits left that I want to do. So finish my degree. And my plan is actually, or was, to go to Europe. With COVID, I feel like it's kind of a little in the distance, but that's still my plan. I still want to go to Europe. Maybe I was thinking Netherlands for a year or two. So
okay, what, to au pair? Because we have the au pair program in Netherlands. Would you just do?
I have been thinking about au pairing, but also like I've done it for 2 years. I don't know if I want to do it for another 2 years. If I have my degree, I would rather go in the direction that I'm studying or studying.
Okay. No, it makes sense. No, that's cool. What's your favorite American food?
Oh, American food. I feel like there's not really American food, to be honest. Like everything is incorporated, like with a different culture.
Okay.
But I would say for me, my favorite is my host family makes this one dish on Thanksgiving, and then they made it for me again for Easter, and it's called smashed potatoes. Not smashed potatoes, smashed apricots.
Okay.
So it's butter and sugar with a lot of smashed apricots on top, and then they put Rizzo's crackers like over it, and then they bake it. And it's like it's not a big process. It's really simple, and probably like I can make it in South Africa too. But for me, that was just like something homemade, and I loved it. It's like they say it's like my dish now because I like raved about it. But if I have to buy something, I would say Chicago deep dish pizza is the best, honestly. Like a bunch of cheese. It's like a pie with just like cheese inside, and
that's awesome. I love that your favorite.
It's amazing.
Like home cooked. A lot of people will say the Chick-fil-A or other proper American fast food restaurants. I love that yours is something homemade and a little bit more personal. Like that.
I mean, I'm very lucky. All of my au pair friends here are very jealous, I want to say, because my one host mom, Catherine, is like the best cook you can get. So every night she like makes food, and she's made like homemade pasta and everything, and it's just honestly every night, and she puts it like so nice on the plate, and like it's like at a restaurant basically. So I feel like I eat very good every night basically if she's cooking. So the homemade food for me is just amazing right now.
No, that's super cool. Do you ever cook South African food for them and just like exchange your culture?
We have, yes. I've made the milk tart for them as well, and then I've made like pancakes, but pannekoek, South African pannekoek basically, because I was like, I'm gonna make pancakes, and they thought it was flapjacks, and it's like yeah, and that's like the only thing about, I feel like the cultures or more the language is you call something and it's not the same, and that's sometimes confusing. But yeah, I've made a few dishes for them, and I have to say they loved it. It's really it's nice to like share your cultures.
Yes. And then what's your favorite American word or phrase that you've come across in the States?
For me, it's y'all, because my other host mom, Lauren, is actually Southern a little bit, so she grew up in Houston, and she uses that a lot, and I picked up that I've been using it, even typing. I'll be like, all right, y'all, let's do this, and it's just, I would say that's like my favorite one. It sounds a little different. And,
Yes. No, that's awesome. What was your reasoning for choosing OVC to do your au pair program?
So I was at COFSI's, University of the Free State, And one night, OVC actually came to our residence that I was in. And I just put my email down so I can get this, you don't really listen, but you just put it down. And then I started getting all these emails, and then my one friend went through OVC as well. And I guess that would be the reason. I realized afterwards Santa was the person that was at my residence that night, and we talked about that. And getting the emails, it kind of reminds you oh, okay, that's you can still do that. And I just remember the one that I got the email, there was this special about registering, and it's cheaper than normal, and I just went for it. My mom was a little surprised, but I just went for it, and it happened.
Oh, that's exciting. It's so spontaneous. It's awesome. Yeah.
The other thing I would actually say to where they place you, where you end up being, everyone's always scared that there's not other au pairs or they won't make friends. And I would say it's actually so easy though, because if you just go to the monthly meetings in the beginning, it really helps you. And one thing you need to realize with the other au pairs, you're all in the same boat. Yes. It's not that you're in different stages of your life or anything. Everyone is taking care of children. Everyone is in America. Everyone's from a different country. And all my friends I have here I don't think I have one that's from South Africa. The rest is all international. And that's one thing I was scared about. It's not being able to make friends. And I would say just follow through, just start a conversation. Literally just text hi and meet up for coffee, and you'll basically be friends.
Exactly. A lot of people do that, yeah. What do you do in your free time when you're not working or going to do your weekend?
I used to go every morning to the gym. Because I feel with 3 kids, I needed somewhere to just run and get a lot of all that excitement out of your body. But otherwise, my mornings were based on meeting up with friends. We all were on the same schedule. We all worked from, till the morning till 9, and we all had off from 9 till 3. So we'll meet up for coffees. Sometimes we'll be adventurous and in the week go downtown to a coffee shop or something and be back in the time. But yeah, I would say during the week I was really relaxed with my friends at a coffee shop or something, because it's just it takes a lot of energy to take care of kids, and you don't want to burn your energy before you start taking care of them.
Yeah, before you start your work.
Because what people need to realize is kids take off your energy that they have. So if you're negative, they're going to be negative. If you're positive and quirky and ready for the day, they're going to get excited because you're excited.
Yes.
So you really have you depend on how your day is going to go with the kids basically. So it was mostly relaxed. On the weekends we would go downtown, go to the lake, try to watch a movie maybe, or go to places Chicago has a lot of museums and everything, and we would try to do they have free days and try to go to the free days of the museums, because it's stuff you haven't seen. You think you live here, you have time, but you have to make time for it.
Yes. No, that's awesome. So where are some of the other au pairs from in your area?
Austria, a few from Germany, one is from New Zealand. We have a few that's from Turkey, Brazil, and a few that's from Colombia.
Okay, so really diverse group.
It's really diverse. I would say there's probably more that's from Germany, to be honest. They're the most.
I also found that when I was au pairing, a lot of my friends and the au pairs around me were all from Germany or Austria or somewhere over there. So also, yeah, I found that too. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us today, whether it's a story with your host family, advice, or anything you think I might have forgotten and you want to just add in?
No. I mean, like I said earlier, there is a lot of ups and downs. And the reality is you're going to have disagreements with your host family, the parents. There's going to be be times, and I'd say they don't really prepare this with you in the academy, because they never go into detail about what will happen. But I would say if there's a disagreement, and that was hard for me to learn, is like, you as an au pair need to stand up for yourself and have the hard conversations. You need to be able to just tell them what's going on, and because there is going to be times where I feel like, not times, there's families where au pairs are like, the host mom or the host family is like walking over someone, and I feel bad for them. But in that time, you kind of need to just talk it out. Like, I've had disagreements, and you just have to sit down and have this conversation, and afterwards it'll be so much better. You respect each other so much more afterwards. Like, It's not, at the end of the day, yes, you take care of the kids, but you live with the whole family. And maybe there's times where before the virus, the host families were working away from home, so it was just you with the kids, and when they come home, you're off. And then stuff like a virus happened and you're all stuck in this house. And I think if it wasn't for me with like the great communication I have with them, we have had the best time being locked in together. Honestly, like, we have had no like disagreements or anything, and it's just communication. Like, when they say communication is key, that is honestly the truth.
Yes. No, definitely. I think a lot of people must still remember that you are still human. You are living in their household. You are going to have good days, bad days. Your life's not going to be perfect and like sunshine and rainbows the whole time. You still go on. You're still working. You still have a commitment to do, taking care of the kids. And you can't go in expecting your experience to be like someone else's, because you are going into a new family, different age kids, different daily routines. So I think a lot of people forget that everything is different, and you are going to have your own experiences, and you can't base your experience on someone else's stories. It helps to get a better understanding and idea. It's not going to be the same thing.
No, 100%. And the only advice I would have for au pairs is going to take care of multiples. I was very hesitant to take care of triplets, and I told my host, like, moms, when I was on an interview with them, I was like, hey, I've never taken care of triplets. I haven't even taken care of twins. Like, I've done like coaching and stuff in South Africa, but I've never done like taking care of multiples. And they're like, okay, talk to au pair. So I did talk to the previous au pair. She was from South Africa, and that's another thing. Talk to the previous au pairs in the family. They give you just a little bit different insight. But taking care of multiples, routine is like the most important. And don't be scared. Like, a lot of people say it's hard, right? But in my opinion, I feel like I have it easier with 3 kids at the same age than people have 3 kids that's different ages. Because mine is on the same schedule, same routine, same food and everything. But I would say multiples, just like, you have to be sure, first of all, you want to take care of it, and talk to the host family about your insecurities if you're not sure about multiples. But it's also easy. It's not that hard. Like, I don't know. That's like my only advice, is like, talk to them and
I think that's
keep them entertained.
I also like that you mentioned talking to the previous au pair, because sometimes, like you said, they give you a different insight and be able to break it down a bit more of what I like that.
No, I think it's important. I think I wouldn't go to a family and not talk to the previous au pair. I just, like I said, they give you actually better advice on like the kids, because obviously you're with the kids most of the days, so they know how they behave, who goes in time out most, and like it's important. Like, talk to them.
No, that's really great advice. Thank you for sharing a bit of your au pair journey with us.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your year, and that lockdown not too longer and terrible.
Yes, we're all excited and craving to go out, and I think that's like the hard part. It's like, your friends is the ones that like kind of keep you sane, and now you can't really meet up with each other, and if you do, it's like 6 feet apart. But we are planning to get like a getaway weekend, all of us together, just to clear clear our
Take a
heads.
breather, just relax. I'm done now.
Yeah.
No, makes sense. For everyone else that's watching, please remember to like and subscribe to the video. Thanks, guys.